kept telling myself it wasn't possible to get pregnant after such an attack. It just wasn't possible.
We can't keep them locked up in their cells indefinitely. Look, I would never have suggested the garden if I didn't think I could trust McRae.
His wife trusted him. She got a bullet between the eyes.
I have read their files, Mr. Murphy. The men merely want to work, not a free pass out of here.
Look, I've known these blokes since way back. And believe me, there's no way in the world female officers could handle them in an area like that.
You're screwed. Think of something and get that key.
Come on.
News department, quick.
Cockroach races are on. Tomorrow night after tea, bring your cockroaches, and if you reckon yours is the best, I'll double lose bet.
Stupid bitch!
Yeah, that should stop the little darlings from escaping.
Good pigs. Glad you think they're little darlings.
Geez, Rabbit, just because they're dirty little buggers doesn't mean they're going to bite you. Now, here you are.
I just don't want to have to touch them, that's all. Ready? To go. Steady. Little darlings. Go!
Go! Go! Go! Go!
Come on!
Come on! Come on! Oh, bugger it! Turn over! Come on, you mongrel!
He's winning!
Yeah!
What a winner! Catch him for me, will you, pigs?
Oh, give us...
Hey, what's this Robert business? Well, he looks like a Robert. Can't argue with that. Not too keen on it, though.
What'd you do? Bloody tie rockets to his legs or something?
I reckon he's going to beat the pants off all the others.
Yeah, looks like it's back to the garbage heap for you, mate.
Oh, no, you can't do that. Well, maybe Felix could be Robert's training partner.
Oh, yeah, what do you think of that? Better than going back to the garbage heap, eh?
Yeah, it'd have to be. It's not that I don't like you or anything.
You know, it's funny. I mean, they both look the same, but yours goes faster. How come?
Oh, pigs, of course. They all look the same.
Oh, golly, I hadn't thought of that. Well, what they need is some sort of distinguishing mark.
Yeah.
Nail polish. I've got some in my room.
Oh, yeah, but we don't want to have to hurt them or anything.
Oh, no, I can't see what a tiny little dab of nail polish will do. And after all, we don't want to cheat now, do we?
It's truth, now that'd be dishonest, pigs, and who'd do that in here?
Hell.
Any of you seen Keane?
Passed her on the way to the dunning. What's it to you?
The police have done a superhuman job.
Do you like a game?
Not really.
Come on, love. I need something to occupy my mind. I've had some bad news. I'm a nervous wreck.
So read a book or something.
Hey, Lou. You don't happen to know of anyone that could give me something to calm me down a little bit, do you?
You mean like booze or something?
Keep it quiet, will you?
Oh, I see. Being a naughty girl, are you?
Well, it's my business, isn't it? Now, come on, Lou. I know you've got something. You give me something or I'll tell everybody.
Probably get you some downers. It'll cost you.
I knew it was you.
You bitch. You keep your mouth shut, Brian. I'm warning you.
Are you out of your mind? Have you any idea what Myra would do if she found out? I want you to stop dealing as of now.
Some trouble here?
I don't think so.
Break off, Kelly. Something I should know about?
Ah, she's just being a bitch, you know what she's like.
Yeah, whatever you say.
Come on, Myra. I wasn't talking about you, honest. Myra,
Yeah?
we've got to talk.
Okay, I'm listening.
Not here. Can't talk here. Somewhere private.
I'll be in my cell before lockup. If it matters that much.
Hang on, I'll ask her. Bob Miller, TV News. Want to talk to him?
He's the one that covered the dance marathon.
That's right.
Joyce Barry speaking?
Ah, Mrs. Barry. Sorry to disturb you, but I'm told you're acting as Governor of Wentworth at present.
That's right.
I was hoping you could help me with a bit of a rumour we've heard here.
Oh?
Something to do with 3 men from Woodridge being held at Wentworth.
Who on earth would tell you a ridiculous thing like that?
Is it true?
I'm not in a position to answer unsubstantiated rumours.
Then it's not true. Look, I'm not trying to hound you, Mrs. Barry, but if there is any truth to this, then I think it has to be reported.
I really can't say any more.
Well, all I want's a yay or a nay. Are there men being held at Wentworth or not?
Well, if there were, it would be for a very good reason.
Ah, then it is true.
Look, before you say any more, I think you should know there could be lives at stake.
Care to expand on that?
I've said as much as I can. Now, please, Mr. Miller, be very careful before you do anything.
Only doing my job, Mrs. Barry. Thanks for talking with me.
Righto, ladies, you heard the bell. Move out. Come on, move it. The cells are this way, Kelly.
Sorry, Mr. Murphy. It's just that I needed a pee.
Make it snappy.
Bloody hell have you been?
Oh, shut up, I couldn't help it. Bloody hell, it's not gonna go, there's something stopping it. Be careful, will you, half-wit? Okay.
They've just gone down the stairs. We'll be right if we hurry.
Clara? Can we have that little chat now?
Yeah, sure, go for your life.
Well, I just wanted you to know that not everything is as it seems.
Oh, yeah, what's that supposed to mean?
It means that I'm not trying to do your job for you.
So, what were you and Kelly talking about?
I was just telling her off, you know, she gets on my nerves, you know that.
Yeah, okay, Jude, I'll take your word for it. Just do me a favour, will you?
Sure.
There's not much point in me being top dog if the people I'm looking after keep things from me. Now, I don't need protecting from anything. So keep me posted, okay?
Sure, but I don't see how I could hear of anything that you hadn't already heard of.
Lock up time. Back to your own dorm, Bride.
Yeah, Mr. Murphy, do you think you could arrange for me to be on kitchen duties tomorrow?
Any particular reason?
Oh, I just feel like a change, that's all.
I'll think about it. Where the hell's Keen?
I haven't seen her for hours.
Move it, Brian.
Yeah. I'll see you later, Mara.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry I'm late, Mr. Murphy. Got held up in the library, you know.
Don't apologise. Must be hard work, working out all those 3-letter words.
Oh, hell yeah. I don't do that. Just look at the pictures.
When have you become a bookworm?
Oh, you know, only in private. Wouldn't want anyone to accuse me of being an intellectual.
I don't believe you, Keen. But then I don't give a damn anyway.
What are you drawing?
Mr. Cleary. Not very good.
Shocking. Terrible. Are you kidding? That's terrific. Looks just like him.
Yeah, well, you all seem to have been pretty fond of him.
Yes, it's always the nice guys that go, isn't it? Wonder how Mrs. Reynolds and Miss Morris are getting on, huh?
Jude, this might sound pretty selfish, but gee, I hope they get back soon. It seems that the governor's the only one who can help me find my real mum.
Oh, wouldn't worry, honey, you'll find her. Hey, listen, you know what you ought to do? You ought to take that picture and hang it up in the rec room.
Hey, what a good idea. Do you think the women would like that?
I'm sure they would. Everybody liked Mr. Cleary.
Hey, that rec room could really do with some brightening up.
You can say that again.
Sweet dreams, ladies.
Good night.
But I mean, we could do it. Brighten it up.
How do you mean?
Well, something we did at uni. We all got together and did our own stuff.
What'd you do?
Painted the walls with murals. It was great. Well, what do you think?
I think you're forgetting one major thing, dear. You're the only artist here.
But that doesn't matter. We don't have to use paints. Anyway, we could use crayons, pencils.
No. The screws are not going to let us paint on the rec room walls, that's for sure.
Okay, so we'll do it on something else. But hell, it's got to be better than watching TV all day. What do you think?
I think you've probably got a very good idea.
I think so.
Hey, while you're up, will you have a look at me cockroach for me?
Not yourself, you lazy bitch.
Oh, go on. It's just he might have gotten out of his box or something and I'd die if he crawled up my arm in the middle of the night.
Geez, you're unreal. How do you know it's a he anyway?
Well, Pix called him Robert. She ought to know.
Look, he's all right. Is there anything else I can do? All right for undies and socks, are we?
Oh, geez, I'm wrapped. Things are really looking up round here.
How do you figure that?
I figure I'm going to make a fortune on Robbie the Roach, don't you?
Who cares? He's your roach, not mine.
Jeez, what's up, you? Anybody thinks someone had died or something? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be awful. I just don't know what to say when somebody's died, that's all. You think they'd at least let us go to the funeral or something, say goodbye properly, don't you?
Look, when someone's dead, they're gone, so just forget about it, will ya?
How about if you and me was to say a prayer, eh? I don't remember any, but probably wouldn't matter if we made one up.
Of course it wouldn't bloody matter. Because there's no such thing as God. There was none of these stinking rotten things that ever happened. Just forget about it, will ya?
And these facts were obtained from a reliable unknown source. 3 men are being held in the women's prison. However, until now, the authorities have refused to comment. Cut.
Who gave you permission to film here, Mr. Miller?
Oh, we don't need permission to do a story outside the gates, Mrs. Barry. Mrs. Barry, I'm sorry if I bothered you last night, but if there are 3 men being held here, then the public has a right to know. Why won't you comment, Mrs. Barry? Because you have received a directive from the department? All right, Ron, forget it.
Precisely how much do you know, Mr. Miller?
Well, not as much as I'd like to, but my sources are pretty reliable. Look, why don't we make a deal? I'll tell you what I know if you tell me what you know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not in a position to do that.
I don't want to tread on anyone's toes, Mrs. Barry. I appreciate all the cooperation I was given over that dance marathon, but by the same token, I won't be fobbed off. Look, I think it's in everyone's interest if I know all the facts before I put this to air. And it is going to air, Mrs. Barry.
I've been in touch with Mr. Colby about your involvement in this. He'll be here in about 15 minutes.
Well, you won't mind us waiting around until then?
You can wait in my office. No cameras. Just you.
Good on you. Hang on a tick. I'll just let Ron know.
What's this then? We having fortune cookies for lunch or something?
Just a bit of paper I found in the bin.
You seem very interested in a piece of paper from the rubbish bin. Come on, what is it?
I've been writing notes to the blokes in solitary and they've been writing back. Put the notes in the food. It's just a bit of fun.
Pretty hot stuff.
It's all right.
Who's the bird with the long legs and the stunning red hair?
Me. Well, it's just a bit of fun.
Yeah, and what happens when he finds out you're 5'0" with a yellow bird's nest on top of your head?
Well, I don't know. Maybe he's got a sense of humour.
Yeah, and maybe he hasn't. Come on, Bobby. Use your brains. You don't know what he's in for. He might be a 5-star rapist.
I doubt it.
Yeah, well, he's not a minister's son, is he? You make sure this doesn't go too far. I mean it, Bobby. Don't get into something that you can't handle.
Yeah, all right.
I don't know what you're worried about, Mrs. Barry. I'm not going to tell him that you said anything. You didn't have to. I was up half the night chasing up contacts.
Just tell me what you know.
Well, there was an attempted mass escape at Woodridge. 3 blokes managed to get in the way of it. I assume they're the same 3 blokes who are being held here.
Is that all?
Until you tell me the rest of it. Same 3 men?
Look, what I said before was true. Those men's lives are in danger.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Of course they are. The men who organised the escape have got friends on the outside, and now you intend telling them exactly where they can be found.
Oh, it's awkward, I know, but look, the way I see it is it would be irresponsible of me not to put this to air. The public has a right to know that there was very nearly a mass escape of dangerous criminals. It's embarrassing for the department, but I can't help that.
Yes?
Boss has just driven through the gates, Mrs. Barry.
Thanks, Lind. Just a minute. Bye. Well, would you wait in reception, please, Mr. Miller? If Mr. Colby wants to see you, I
no
shall...
dice, Mrs. Barry. No, I know he doesn't want to speak to me, but I want to speak to him.
Hey, Kelly. This thing's hanging apart at the seams. How about when I ask you to fix something, you fix it?
Sorry, sweetheart. Didn't know it meant that much to you.
TV bloke? Seen him yet?
No, I reckon we can forget it.
No way. This thing's going to be blown sky high by lunchtime.
There, you happy now?
Whoa!
Take it easy.
Guess what? Well, it's not even quite a full yet. Guess what? I just saw Mrs. Barry with that reporter person that was here during the marathon.
Are you sure?
Yeah, and that Miller guy or whatever his name was. What do you reckon that's all about?
Oh, gosh, I hope they're not going to film us. My hair's a mess
I
today.
wouldn't worry about that now. You think it's about the kidnapping?
It'll have to be. No other reason why they visit this dump.
Yeah, well, look, I'm hurrying off to the staff room, see if I can pick up some more goss, okay? I'll keep you posted.
Yeah.
So, Mrs. Barry, if we could have someone...
Sorry, Mr. Colby, but if all this is true, I don't see why it shouldn't be reported.
I wouldn't expect you to. Now I have to talk to Mrs. Barry. Could we have an officer show Mr. Miller
I'm
out?
not going anywhere until you answer a few questions for me, Mr. Colby.
I'm not answering any questions at this
Well,
stage.
according to my sources, these men are being held in your isolation wing. They're not being allowed to exercise, and they're not being allowed to work. Is that true?
Look, these men are here for their own protection. We're doing them a favor, damn it.
Well, it sounds to me as though your department's never heard of the Human Rights Bill. Every person has the right to work, and no person shall be subjected to cruel and inhumane punishment. I reckon there'd be a few people out there would say that this was cruel and inhumane punishment, wouldn't you?
Did I say they weren't allowed to work?
So, my information's wrong?
Inaccurate. Of course they'll be allowed to work, won't they, Mrs. Barry?
Oh, it's been difficult to know just exactly what to do. If the men had have appeared on the scene without any explanation, it would have been very difficult, and I don't know what...
It would have caused an upset. So you see, you have the wrong end of the stick, Miller.
Apparently so. Well, then, in that case, you won't mind answering a few questions for the camera.
No, absolutely not. There's absolutely nothing for the public to be concerned about.
Well, all you have to do is tell them that. I wouldn't want to inadvertently misquote you or anything.
All right, wait for me outside. I hold you responsible for this, Barry. I realize you're only acting governor, but I would at least have expected you to be able to keep confidential information confidential. This will not look good on your record.
Send Louise Kelly to my office. Immediately, please.
Oh, come on, Pat. If your face was any longer, your chin will be on the ground. Give us a smile, for heaven's sake.
How's that?
Horrible, horrible. I think I prefer you gloomy. What are you writing?
None of your business, so get stuck.
What was that, Mitchell? We were just comparing chicken stuffings. You know, Bobby adds some cardamom in hers. Have you ever heard something like that before?
I wouldn't know, Mr. Proctor. I prefer to leave the cooking to the women.
Oh.
You'll never make an electrician with that sort of coordination, Mitchell. Now clean that mess up.
Tell the boys that I'm making a little cake for their afternoon tea. I hope they'll like it. Thought that would get rid of him.
Now, I saw that. Cut out the note writing during working hours, or we all cop it.
Shut up, it could happen to anybody.
Kelly, there is no point in lying. I know you tried to put a call through to a television station.
Just wanted to tell them how much I enjoyed a show that was on the other night.
Phone calls to the media are forbidden, and you know it.
Yeah, I forgot.
No, Kelly, I won't accept that.
Well, you'll have to, because it's true. Look, I made a boo-boo, okay? Didn't you ever make an honest mistake, Mrs. Barry?
I haven't got time to waste on this. Perhaps some time in solitary will improve your memory.
I should have cut your throat when you had the chance.
Oh, sorry, Mrs. Barry. Take her to solitary. 24 hours, and the charge is assault.
I'll get you, Barry. I'll bloody get you.
Get her out!
Well, seems like you blokes qualify for something called a human rights bill. And for some reason or other, this bill says the department shouldn't keep you cooped up in here. So you're going to be working out in the gardens.
Not before bloody time.
Keep yourself nice, McRae.
What'll we be doing?
Well, let's put it this way, Sonny. We're not sending you out there for fun and games.
The country girl's gonna feel right at home out there with all that cow dung.
I'll be there to make sure none of you feel at home, Burke. And you know how good I am at that, don't you?
Bugger it! I'd rather be stuck inside than out there with that bastard. Even pretty boy's better than that screw.
I warn you, Frank. Lay off of him.
Give us a kiss, darling.
Leave it, Chief. It doesn't bother me.
I'm telling you this much, this damn beetle of mine... He's not a beetle. His name is Robert, and he's a cockroach. Whatever. Anyway, it's the best in the Southern Hemisphere, and I reckon Bobby better bring back a few decent food scraps from the kitchen.
Yeah, for the roach or you?
Get lost!
Feeling a bit frisky, are we, Warren?
Oh, no, just mucking around, Miss Ferguson.
Well, suppose you muck around and do some work for a change. Come on, Mason, you've got a visitor.
Oh, Miss Ferguson, who?
You will find out. Now, come on, I haven't got all day.
Great. Except we're not short-handed enough as it is.
Yeah, where's Lou? She's been gone for ages.
Well, I have a feeling that Lou is mixed up in something she shouldn't be.
Like what?
Well, she's a pill popper, isn't she? Work it out for yourselves.
A 5-year-old kid could do better than that. Thought you were from the country.
I'm out of practice. That's all.
Oh, then I can stop worrying, can I? What's the matter with you, Burke? What's your excuse? You want someone to hold your hand, too? Use it, Delaney. Don't lean on it. On your feet.
Think you can do with a rest, Murphy?
I think your mouth could do with a rest, McRae. Now, do you want to do as you're told or get back inside?
He might drop dead if you're not careful. Just like young Kevin Nielsen. You wouldn't want that to happen, would you? Second time might be a bit hard to explain.
Take a smoke out. Who are you trying to impress?
Daddy! Oh, I knew you'd come. I just knew it.
Oh, my little Sandra. Just the same, eh?
Mason!
Oh, I'm sorry, Daddy. We're not allowed to do that sort of thing. It's what they call excessive physical contact. Now, isn't that stupid?
No. Quite understand, quite understand. Sit down, my dear. Oh, my little pixie. I've missed you so much.
I know. It's been a dreadfully long time, hasn't it?
Oh, don't, my child. I know,
But
I
I
know.
knew you'd come back. I always knew that. But I always thought you'd have Mummy with you when you did.
Oh, well, now. That's not quite possible. But I have brought someone to meet you. Someone I'm sure you're going to be great friends with. Come on.
Hi, I'm Susie. Your father's told me so much about you.
Daddy, is Susie working for you?
No, my child, no. Susie is my friend.
You mean she's your girlfriend, don't you? Oh, this is terrible.
But didn't your mother explain it to you? Well, she said she would.
Of course she did, but I just wouldn't believe her.
Somewhere I can put all this?
Don't tempt me, McRae. There's a compost heap over there.
Ah, it's no good. Most of this stuff's no good for mulching.
Look, don't give me a lecture. Just do it.
Look, the weeds are going to seed. If you mulch them, you'll only be planting more weeds.
Really? Well, I never knew that.
All I'm saying is they won't break down.
We'll put the stuff that won't in with the rubbish.
Come on. That'll take forever.
I don't think so. Later. There's a plot over there I want dug before lunch.
Child, I don't believe you're even trying to understand.
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Daddy. I mean, how can you possibly expect me to be happy about this? I mean, it's not natural.
Love? Love is the most natural thing in the world. My child, you yourself have been married several times. You've even been married to several people at the same time. Now, did I condemn you for that?
That was an entirely different situation.
Well, I think you of all people should be tolerant of our situation. We're not breaking the law, you know.
Well, I think you're behaving very oddly, Daddy. I mean, for one thing, she's barely older than I am.
Her name is Susie.
How could you leave Mummy like that, Daddy? She's devoted her whole life to you. All those guild meetings, the flower ladies and things, and she's never said one word against you.
Yes, well, perhaps she should have. I know it hasn't been the happiest life in the world. But I think it's better to find out these things later than not at all, don't you?
So you just toss her aside like one of life's cast-offs?
No.
I'm sorry, Daddy. I'm just too angry to talk about this.
Pixie! Now, I firmly believe that God meant for Susie and I to be together. Now, it's not something I've taken on lightly, and it's very important to me that you try to understand.
Well, I understand that you're suffering from some sort of middle-aged dilemma, and I don't want to talk to you again until you get over it.
Pixie!
I'm sorry, Daddy, but you're nothing but an adulterer.
Bagger, stupid bloody things!
Okay, calm down, calm down. It's not priceless bone china.
I can't even do the simplest bloody thing.
You will cool it, love. Keep acting like this and accidents are bound to
Back
happen.
off, I can do my own dirty work.
Sorry, just trying to help.
Don't you ever know when to butt out? It's just something Sister Hall gave me for me nerves.
Yeah, pull the other one, Bobby.
I don't care what you believe, Myra.
What are they, uppers, downers?
Just a bit of speed. I need it, Myra. I can't get through the day without something to pick me up. I can't hack this place.
And you think these are going to help? Where did you get
None of your bloody business.
Now look, you know as well as I do where these lead. It's a dead-end street,
Shut up,
Bobby.
Myra. I'm not your bloody daughter.
I thought I made it very clear, especially to you, that there's going to be no dope in here.
So what are you going to do, bash me up again? Oh, yeah, that'd be your style, wouldn't it? Stop bloody bashing us and hassling us. You might even bloody find time to help us. You ever think of that?
Bills.
Rack off, they cost me.
G'day. How's it going?
Some days are worse than others.
Hard to tell which is which, though. Yeah, I suppose you know, but we're from Woodridge. Tell you what, you're a sight for sore eyes. Been a long time since I've seen a female. Well, I guess you're not Bobby.
Oh? How do you guess that?
Yeah, well, you know, you don't quite fit the description.
Red hair, long legs and beautiful. No, I don't, do I?
Hell, that didn't come out too good. Look, I didn't mean...
Look, I know exactly what you mean. So cut the little boy act, will you? If you want to chat someone up, try one of the screws.
Hey, now, wait a minute. Look, I'm sorry if I put my foot in it, but I was just trying to be friendly. Hey, thanks for making a stranger welcome.
Mr. Colby, nice of you to drop by.
Seems the least I could do. These are from the department. I ordered them myself.
They're lovely. Thank you.
Well, they tell me you'll be out in a couple of days.
Thank heavens, I've never been much of a one for hospitals.
Dismal places, full of sick people. So, it seems there's no real harm done.
I doubt whether Meg Morris would agree with you.
Yeah, a bit of good luck not having to pay that ransom money. Would have set the department back a bit.
Indeed, and we couldn't have that, could we?
I must confess, Anne, the main reason I'm here today is to see if there's any chance of being back at work by the end of the week. Oh, well, not the main reason,
I'll
of course.
be back as soon as possible. But I feel perfectly confident with Joyce Barry standing in for me.
Yeah, I wouldn't be if I were you. She's not up to the job, not up to the pressures. Yes. Why, you've heard about these men from Woodridge, I suppose.
I have.
Should never have got into the press. Bad business. It seems that woman handled it badly.
I disagree. In my experience, if you try to keep something from the press, the more likely they are to find out about it.
You don't mean to tell me you support her in
I
this?
certainly do. A little support for one's colleagues and employees goes a long way. Like Meg Morris, for instance. She's not very well, just in case you were thinking of asking.
Well, of course I was going to, but... Well, my first thought was to see how you were.
And to find out when I was returning to work. No, you won't mind if I just pop in to see her, will you? Goodbye, Mr. Colby. Thank you for coming in.
I mean, the nerve. To bring her here like that in broad daylight, it's just not right.
Well, they couldn't very well bring her here at night time.
Oh, that's not the point, Jude, and you know it. My father is a man of God. He shouldn't be behaving like that.
Oh, come on, Pix. It's only human. I mean, it's not as if he was a Catholic priest or anything. Then you really would have problems.
She wouldn't be here if he was a Catholic priest.
That was my point. Oh, can we change the subject? I don't know what I'm talking about.
Hey, have you talked to the girls about the rec room idea yet?
Oh, I've been thinking about that, Jude. I don't think it's such a good idea.
Oh, go on.
Okay, you tell.
Hey, girls. Sam here's had a great idea. Why don't we paint a big mural on the rec room walls?
Who's Muriel?
Oh, yeah.
Don't like your chances, Sam. Only con artists around here.
Oh. Yeah, they couldn't even draw a straight line, let alone a picture.
Well, that doesn't matter. As long as we've got our own paintbrushes and, did our own thing. Well, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Hey, I could do a painting of one of my weddings.
Well, with all of your weddings, we'd need more wall than the rec room.
Hey, wait a minute. What happens when other people start painting over other people's bits? I mean, you could have World War III on your hands.
Well, not if we're all given our own bit of wall. Anyway, we can all combine 2 or 3 women to one panel.
Sounds like a great excuse to make a mess to me. I'll be in it. Probably count Myra out, but sounds too much like good fun to her. I didn't mean that the way it sounded.
Colby?
What did he want?
Basically just to make sure that I go straight from the hospital to my office when I get discharged.
That'd be right. I'm surprised he didn't bring in work for you to do.
I doubt whether even Colby could be that tactless. Shall I call a nurse?
Yeah. I'd have thought Phil would have been in to see me by now.
I dare say he's just waiting until you feel better. Those flowers from the women are really beautiful. Should have seen what Colby brought, more like a wreath.
He hasn't even phoned. There've been no messages, no card, nothing.
Give it time, Meg.
Give what time? What's wrong? Anne, what is it? What aren't you telling me?
I didn't want to. Not till you felt better. Phil tried to help us.
Yeah?
I'm sorry, Meg. He's dead. Locate him. Place is going to the pack and I'm not far behind it.
Have a rough day in the kitchen. Here you go.
Sorry.
You're right.
I caught Bobby with some uppers today. Do you know someone's peddling drugs around the prison?
Who do you think it is?
Kelly, who else?
Yeah, wouldn't put anything past that bitch. What are you going to do about it?
Can't do a damn thing until I can prove it. I came within an inch of bashing the living daylights out of Bobby again.
You want to talk about it?
I just don't know what's happening to me. I don't seem to be able to handle these women anymore.
Yeah, well, you want some advice?
Yeah, like what?
If you ask me, you're too easy on them. They want a top dog, but they don't want a top dog telling them what to do. It's bloody ridiculous.
Oh, well, I'm glad someone else sees it that way. Surprised at you, though. I would have thought you'd hate my guts after everything I've done to you.
All heart, that's me.
I think I'm too old for the job. The only thanks I ever get is kicks in the teeth.
Now listen, they respect you, and they want you to be boss. They're like kids. You come down a bit heavier on them, and they'll respect you.
I would have thought I've been too heavy on them.
No way. You're doing all right. You want some help? I'll stand by you.
You mean that?
Wouldn't waste my time saying it if I didn't.
Yeah. Would I like to have a go at this Bobby chick or what?
Well, if she's anything like the one that I saw this afternoon, forget it.
The way I'm feeling, bald and ugly, it'd do just fine.
Yeah, the one I saw would have your guts for garters and spit out the rest.
Oh, not Bobby. This one's a goer.
Now, what are you writing, War and Peace? Doesn't matter. Who are you writing to?
Well, trying to write to Mum and Dad, but not having much luck.
Why bother? You got your old dad, Jeff, to look after you.
Well, you've never had trouble before thinking of things to tell them?
I know, but in this one I want to, well, I don't know. Tell them how I feel.
Try telling me how you feel. Might help.
I feel like we've been stuck up here and forgotten about by everyone. I can't tell them that.
Why not? All right, then. You tell them that you have been sent to a secret paradise where you lounge around the garden all day and there's 100 women for every man.
I guess that's one way of looking at it.
There's tons of ways of looking at things. Come on, I'll give you a hand.
Thought you were on dining room duty.
I've just been giving the kids their handyman class. Gets me out of it.
Still wasting your time on that?
I don't know. Mitchell seems to be getting something out of it. In fact, I think the kid's got quite a future as an electrician.
What's all this about, Murphy? The daughter you never had?
Well, I'll tell you. As far as I'm concerned, she's got two things against her. She's female and she's a crim. That's a bad start. But if anyone can do anything with her, it's me.
So, it's just a big ego trip, eh? Oh, come on, Murphy. Do you really think she can make good?
Certain of it.
Yeah, so is Phil Cleary and Dennis Crookshank and Rick Manning. All men. Funny, that. Come on, Murphy. There's got to be more to it than that.
Well, it wouldn't do my career any harm if the department found out I put the kid on the right track, would it? I'm going to be recommending her for an apprenticeship.
Well, you can forget that for starters. She'll get work release over my dead body.
Okay, there's a change in lane. I've got you down for the pit race, okay? Yeah.
Oh, hey, come on, will you? I want to win this bloody thing. Pick up your dough.
Shut up, Lurch. These things take a bit of organisation, all right?
He's only a little bugger, Jude.
How many legs is he supposed to have?
I think he's supposed to have more legs than he's actually got.
Can he walk?
Yeah, sort of. Hey, anyone seen Myra?
No, thanks. We're having fun.
Hey, give it a rest. What's she ever done to hurt you?
Okay, Bob, where's the champ?
Can't you look after your own bloody roach? Hey, what's that on his back?
Oh, it's Early Morning Rose. It's one of my favourites.
It's just a bit of nail polish so we can tell the difference between him and the other one. And Robert Roach's coming to the barrier in his familiar colours of puffed up hair.
That's enough. Can we just cut the cackle and get on with it? Okay, first heat of the Wentworth Great Cockroach Derby is now on. My roach against Lurch's. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, last bets, ladies. Time's up. Let him loose.
Come on.
Okay, what did I tell you? My boy's a champ. Okay, pay up, everybody.
Hey, Jeff, what do you reckon they'll be wanting us to plant?
Oh, usual stuff, I suppose. Peas, beans, tomatoes.
Yeah, no, that's what I put in the letter.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it too much if I were you. I think we're going to be here to eat much of it.
Quits know what they're going to do with us. I reckon they're going to keep moving us around till they lose us someplace.
I don't give a stuff what they do with us.
Doesn't hurt to show a little interest. Keeps the mind occupied, if nothing else.
My mind's occupied, all right. It's busy, thinking about all that skirt, a couple of 100 yards away.
Wasting your time, Frank. No way the screws will ever let you touch them. Anyway, it's not bothering me.
Isn't it, darling?
Listen, Frank. I like women just as much as the next bloke does. Okay?
I'm not talking about liking them, sweetheart. I'm talking about bedding them. Why don't you stick that in your letter? Ask Mummy what it's all about, huh?
Bastard, I'll get you for this, Frank!
What are you going to do, darling? Listen, you stupid bastard, shut up! You got the screws in.
I was 3 hours writing that letter.
What do you not think you're doing?
Oh, you stupid bloody fool!
Yeah, that's how I got him. What do you mean? Hey, here's Mr. Colby. Let's hear what he has to say. Hey.
However, to claim that the men are being denied their human rights is quite false.
Does that mean that the men are being allowed to work, Mr. Colby?
Naturally, a departmental directive was issued prior to your contacting me. As a matter of fact, they are working in the gardens today.
Thank you, Mr. Colby. This is Bob Miller, outside
How about that then, huh?
Yeah, Blake's around the joint. What a difference, eh? Yeah, it's pity there's only 3 to go around, but...
I would have to draw straws or something.
I don't know why you're all getting so excited. I've already seen one of them. It's nothing to write home about.
Fun to have around, isn't it? It's not like the one I saw.
I've got something to say. If I could have your attention for a few minutes. Someone in here is dealing in drugs. Now, I know who it is, and I'll deal with her later. I just want to tell you that anyone caught with the stuff is going to get very much the same sort of treatment.
Look, why don't you just lay off? Nobody's asking you to take the bloody stuff.
Yeah, that's right. Mind your own business.
So you're one of Kelly's customers too, are you?
Myra, does it really matter? I mean, Lou's already in solitary, so...
Yeah, I was going to tell you to put her in there this afternoon.
Drugs?
Oh, I guess so.
Why the bloody hell didn't you tell me? Forget it. I don't know why I bother.
Oh, Myra, don't be cross. We knew you had a lot on your mind and we didn't want to upset you.
Well, you'll be glad to know if that's the case. I'm stepping down as top dog.
Oh, Myra, you can't do that.
And my last job as top dog is to name my successor. They're all yours.
Well, anybody got any complaints?
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then.